Right now at 6 o'clock, the WHS 11 Verify team is separating fact from fiction for you in those heated debates. You've been seeing it play out between Daniel Cameron and Andy Beshear. WHS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez and Verify producer Michelle Zelli look at teacher raises and household income.
And we're back verifying claims made by both candidates for Kentucky governor before next Tuesday's election. This time we're talking about the money in your wallet and the claims each candidate made about salary during a primetime debate recently. Let's start with incumbent Governor Democrat Andy Beshear. His proposed teacher salary policy was put under fire during this KET debate. Take a listen.
Our last budget did end up providing raises. It ended up being up to the school system how much. On average, it was 3 to 5%.
But the governor knows that there are so many teachers that did not get raises under his plan.
Under this plan, we do a lot more. But to say educators didn't get raises in the last budget is just flat out untrue.
Well, not direct.
So the question here, have teachers gotten a raise under Beshear's administration during his first term? And if so, how much? Our sources, the Kentucky Department of Education's data and economics chair at the University of Kentucky, Professor Ken Trotsky. Here's what we found. Beshear tried giving teachers a 5% raise, but state lawmakers cut it from the budget. However, salaries on average still went up 2.5% because of raises at the district level. But even though pay went up, it wasn't enough to keep up with inflation.
So I would expect the 3 to 5% weight, jump in pay didn't offset the impact of inflation. Again, teachers are affected by inflation the same way.
Now take a look at these numbers from the Kentucky Department of Education. For the 2015 school year, the average salary was $52,618. Now, in nearly 10 years, it really hasn't gone up all that much. That green line staying pretty stagnant through 2022, you see there. But if you look at inflation-adjusted numbers, that's in black here, you can see actually a decline in spending power. So while the salaries are technically going up, teachers aren't actually making any more. Professor Trotsky said, other than inflation, there's another factor affecting these numbers, and that's retirement.
What's true about old people relative to young people? They make more money on average. Their earnings are higher. And if all of your high-wage people left, that is your teachers that taught for 25 to 30 years, your average is going to go down.
So we can verify this is not true. Although some teachers got a slight pay bump, it was not because of Beshear's proposal and not nearly enough to keep up with inflation. And now to a claim made by Republican challenger Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron in that same KET debate.
Our median household income has dropped 12%, making the last 3 years the largest decline in median household income in this Commonwealth's history.
So let's verify. Did the median income fall 12% in Kentucky? Our sources, the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis economic data, the U.S. Census Bureau, and again, Professor Trotsky to help us understand these numbers. First, let's look at what data Cameron is referring to. Here, you can see the significant drop from 2020 to now on the Federal Reserve website. But there's a problem with taking these numbers at face value. Professor Trotsky has concerns about the survey used to collect these numbers.
Response rates in the CPS have gone down a lot. In small places like Kentucky, there's a lot of error in it.
He said only about 65,000 incomes were collected for these numbers, and they are not seasonally adjusted. For median income in Kentucky, he recommends rather using the American Community Survey.
The ACS collects income, and it's a much bigger survey than the census.
The ACS collected about 250,000 incomes. Over the last 3 years, we didn't see as large of a drop. Spending power did fall, but Trotsky thinks it's because of inflation.
The fall in income, real income between 2018 and 2022 is about 5%, which in the CPS data, it was closer to 12%.
So did the median income in Kentucky really fall 12% in 3 years?
I find those data implausible, those changes implausibly large. That is an overstatement of the decline in earnings, household income in the state of Kentucky, A, and B, it's happened everywhere.
The experts say no. If you appropriately adjust the numbers, it did fall, but actually about 5%. For your Verify, I'm Isaiah Kim Martinez.